John Calipari is leaving Kentucky.
Yeah, and
He's going to Arkansas.
even though it's not official, but it's official.
Well, we don't know yet.
Technically.
I think at this point it's a little awkward. Like, if he doesn't go to Arkansas, I don't think he can come back to Kentucky.
We think.
And it sounds like, by all accounts, I was kind of reading through it, just kind of sounds like both sides just kind of, this is for the best. Kentucky had become disenfranchised with Coach Cal not having success in March. Coach Cal felt underappreciated by his time at Kentucky. And it's just a guy that at one point it seemed inconceivable that he would ever leave there. It's time to be done.
He's also buddies with the Tyson Chicken Bro.
Yeah, who apparently
and he's
are
an
gonna
Arkansas donor.
throw him I believe the official term is a buttload of cash.
Well, I mean, it's a weird move because, usually when you guys get to Kansas or North Carolina or Duke or Kentucky, that's
that's it.
You're not going to improve.
And if you do leave Kentucky, it would be for another, true blue blood. And Arkansas is a fine program. The last couple of years, they made 2 Elite Eights. It's just under no circumstances would anyone think that anyone would leave Kentucky for Arkansas. But when you consider 15 years, 6 SEC titles, 1 national championship, all the NBA players, is it fair to say that he underachieved?
Oh, well.
It just depends what you consider achievement. Calipari's been banging the drum forever about just getting kids to the NBA and getting kids their career start. And if he's measuring that as success, then sure. But if your job was to go and win a bunch of basketball games, you did that too, but maybe not to the degree people expected.
It's such a weird thing that he hangs his hat on. Like, you go out and you get like these 5-star kids and somehow, and by the way, they're on your campus for like 4 months, 5 months. How are you taking credit for getting kids to the NBA? Right? Like, it's some of those kids that go there, they don't even start at Kentucky. And yet somehow Calipari is like, yeah, we lose in March, but I get these kids to the NBA. Do you? Or are you just a babysitter until they get to the NBA? Like, that's just a weird flex that he holds up all the time.
Does he?
Yes.
He leaned into that.
He leans into that
That
all the
is
time.
his thing.
Yes.
That is his, like.
Well, I know he definitely leaned into that at first. I didn't know he was still doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I think especially as the success in the tournament has dwindled, that he doubles down on that.
But you also have a unique scenario here where Kentucky was done with him and he was kind of done with Kentucky, but they didn't want to fire him because they know he's good, and it's like, it's $32 million to buy him out. So he basically saved him $32 million by leaving as opposed to them firing him.
Yes.
And it didn't seem like he was going to last long there. Now, then you couple that
some
with
chicken money.
yeah, with the Tyson Chicken guy, which I think it's weird that Calipari is close friends with another school's mega donor. Like, is Phil Knight buddies with Ryan Day?
Well, actually, yeah. Phil is in the Ohio State locker room a bunch. They say that outside of Oregon, one of Phil's favorite teams is Ohio State. He puts
so maybe he is friends with Ryan.
That's a big deal.
Well, that one, maybe Phil not the best because, I mean, Phil's the Nike guy. So there's all these Nike coaches, Nike universities. It'd be like if you were tight with T. Boone Pickens or something like that. It's like, what do you have? What, interest in oil? Like, what are we talking about?
Is he dead, T. Boone? He's dead.
I think he's dead. But the point being, a chicken guy is different than being the Nike apparel guy.
That's definitely true. But, Arkansas lost Eric Musselman to USC.
Yeah.
Of all.
Well, and there's some whispers that maybe that was kind of one of the reasons why he was looking for greener pastures too, is that maybe Coach Cal when you know that your biggest booster, the chicken money, is like best friends with John Calipari, and there's rumors that Cal's unhappy and Musselman's sitting around. Maybe that's one of the reasons. At least it's been speculated. I've read it. That's one of the reasons. Like, you don't want to be in a marriage where, by the way, Musselman did a nice job at Arkansas. Again, 2 Elite Eights. Like, he's done a nice job there. They got a new arena, and you feel like you're bringing home the bacon. You feel like you're keeping yourself in shape. Meanwhile, your wife is looking at someone else and is like, hey, that may be an attractive. I can see where that leads you to be like, let's get out of here and go to California.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of different now. Like, the NIL thing in football certainly upset the apple cart, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you had a Power 5 Big Ten head coach go to be a Big Ten offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Because of that.
And that's a unique situation doing that. Chip and UCLA. I mean, that was kind of the same thing. Like they were done with each other, and Chip hated UCLA.
Right, but I'm just saying, like that never would have happened years ago. It's the NIL thing that's really changing the paradigm, and that's true in college too. It's about NIL money. Like when you think about this, the SMU, the SMU and Arkansas jobs should tell you everything you need to know. Like that those jobs are both about NIL money. They both have big time donors at those programs, and those are the two programs that stole the two coaches that they wanted. Like SMU wanted Enfield. So Arkansas's coach leaves to go to USC because SMU plucked USC's coach, and then Arkansas plucks Kentucky's coach. Like this is backwards. It's like SMU is like leading this charge.
Well, it's reverse engineering a massive coaching position.
Well, the most insane thing in this whole thing,
but it's about NIL money because those two schools have big time donors.
Yes, the most amazing thing about this whole thing, to me, is what you said about SMU. And remember, if you want to know how different college sports is, think about everyone fighting for a chance to get into a Power 5 conference, right? Think about what Oregon State and Washington State right now would do to get into the Big 12 and the ACC. SMU went to the ACC and was like, we don't need any money. None. They're like, what was that, $34 million a year? Yeah, we don't need a dime of it, and we don't need it for like 10 years. And they're like, come again? And they're like, we've got money. Like, who cares? Like, if you've got money now and you've got donors that are willing to pony up, it is the end all to be all right now. And because
that's what those two schools show.
Because not only can you pay for coaches, but you can pay for players now. And there is a belief, like under the olden days, the SMUs, the Arkansas, whatever. Like, you could have
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. You could have money and you could try to throw it at boosters and you try to throw it at kids, and you could do a little here and a little there. Like Ole Miss certainly tried this, like Ed Ogeron, but there was only so much you could do. Now that you can be out and about and open about it, there is a belief now that as long as you get a couple mega donors, the sky's the limit. The gloves are off.
At Arkansas, you have Walmart, too.
Yes.
So you have Walmart, you have Tyson Chicken, you have Jerry Jones.
Yes. A lot of big money. And we'll see over here. And by the way, also now, at least in college basketball, two things. One, I read an article today where they were saying that there could be, in the next couple years, you could see a shift in some programs, even in SEC country, from people wanting to be affiliated with the basketball program or the football programs to basketball.
Yeah.
Because of the influence you can wield. Like, let's say I'm a booster and I want to kick in $5 to $10 million a year, right? Good chunk of money. In football, that buys me 2 to 3 players and really not
on a massive roster.
Yes, and not a world of influence. In the world of college basketball, that can mean everything. I can be a much bigger deal in basketball with a lot less of an investment and feel like I am more involved. And they are saying that because of that, look at A&M, right? A&M spent $25 million on that roster for football, and it got them nothing other than firing Jimbo Fisher. So you get a place like Arkansas or SMU, and it's like, whoa. Like, that's all we need. We need $15, $20 million a year to come up to buy one of the best rosters in basketball. And they're saying now with Kentucky, that model kind of it doesn't work anymore. The one and done, you can actually grow and develop a program and pilfer the transfer portal. You could be entering a new era of basketball where you could see some of these programs really rise up and in the next couple of years start having success that never thought possible at these schools.
Pretty interesting. Who does Kentucky go and get? I know Nate Oates is a name that's out there. He's the Alabama coach.
Yeah.
I did see a few scribes saying, hey, you got to at least check in with Jay Wright, and I think that is true.
I think that was, like, Colin said that. He had the you back the truck up to Jay Wright's house and you don't leave until he forces you out. Like, I
think that's right.
Make him because imagine Jay Wright and what he did at Villanova, building programs without one and done kids. And now put him in Kentucky with the resources there. In theory, you would think that is like holy hell. Like, that's the best thing that you could hope for.
I doubt anybody can get him out of retirement, but if anybody could, it might be a program like Kentucky.
Yeah.
So you talk to him. Billy Donovan's name popping up a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Where is
he's in the NBA. Coaches for
He was in Oklahoma City, but
well, the Bulls maybe used to be the Bulls. Now he's at I don't know. He's in the NBA.
I'm finding it.
I'm not looking at it.
Searching. Yeah,
The
Chicago
Bulls.
Bulls.
Yeah, the Bulls.
The Bulls.
Boy, I could not have told you that.
He's a hell of a college
he's been
coach.
there since 2000. I had
know.
no idea.
And the
No, he hasn't been there since 2000.
2000 to
2000.
present.
Wait, what? No, Billy Donovan? No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm looking at his resume right now.
I remember.
No.
Yes.
He was at Florida in 2006 and 7 when they won back-to-back championships.
Yeah, it's 2020.
Oh, he said 2000.
Oh, I meant 2020.
You
Did I say
said
2000?
yes.
Okay. No, I meant 2020.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he's been with the Bulls. But he was with Oklahoma City.
Yes, that's where I remembered Oklahoma City, and I was like, oh yeah, but
He was there for 6 years.
And then the
Oklahoma
Baylor coach, Drew, is the other one that
Scott Drew.
Scott Drew.
City. So I
Bruce
have the odds
Pearl.
for some of these guys.
Yeah, what are the who's the odds-on favorite?
Odds on favorite is Scott Drew, even money.
Okay, why? He's done a good job.
Why don't I
but-
just bring back what's
Smaller
old,
buyout.
What's old vampire? Bring Rick Pitino's ass back.
Rick Pitino, third best
Ooh.
odds, 7-1.
Would they dare?
It'd be phenomenal.
Kentucky, I think, could give a damn about people's past. They just want to win basketball games.
Well, and he won titles there.
Yes,
I
he
mean,
did.
Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder if he would go back there.
Oh,
I would imagine he would.
You telling me because he said recently that if he could do it all over again, he would have never left Kentucky. You think he's staying at St. John's? Stop it.
Well, I'm not saying he's staying at St. John's. I'm just saying that. No, I don't know what I'm saying. You're right. He would certainly go. I just wonder if they could do that.
Don't know. I mean, he's old as dirt. Would you want? I mean,
I think it would.
the BYU guys, Pope's name is thrown around out there.
Fifth best odds at 10-1.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, done a nice job at BYU. He needs to be a little more seedy and under. You got to play in big
Dude,
boy land.
Honor code, bro.
Where's Dan Hurley? They can't make
So
a run at Dan Hurley?
Here's the thing: these big names,
Why would you go?
not as good odds as you might think. Bruce Pearl, Will Wade, Penny Hardaway, Dan Hurley, and Jay Wright, all 25-1.
Penny Hart, get out of here.
That's 50% stupid.
I would agree with that.
Let's look and see what Dan Hurley makes. Ooh, oh well.
What's he make?
If you're gonna pull him out, that may be.
Well, he's about to get a huge raise.
I was gonna say
But
That's
what's he make?
1.2.
Also,
What?
That's what it says here.
Calipari's making what?
8.5
At Kentucky?
at Kentucky.
Oh,
right?
dude, you can get Dan Hurley then.
what are the UConn
UConn
pockets
better
like? Like, what are their donors like?
I don't
Do
know.
they have
but
enough?
They better step it up. That dude's out of there. Oh my God.
Something tells me he's about to get a massive, and I mean massive payday. Well, before last year, what the hell, what was he doing?
They didn't give him a raise after last year?
I'm looking here to see if
He
that.
won the title for.
There's no way they just let him sit at 1.2.
He's making more
right?
than. He's got to be
There's
making
no way. I guarantee after you win that, you're like, excuse me.
more.
Oh, yeah. So after he won last year, yeah, he was 1.2, and then they put in a bunch of incentives and bonuses, and they're saying his total pay this year brings it up to, boy, it seems kind of convoluted, but they're saying that total payout if he wins everything, $5 million.
Yeah, all right. Still, $8.5 million is a lot more than 5.
Yeah, so after last year, with some incentives and stuff, roughly 6 years, 32.
632.
Yeah,
So,
six
okay.
for 32. Which
Well, they're going to have to bump that up.
So it tells me after he wins another one, like, hey, that contract I just signed? I would like to have that torn up, and let's go back.
Yeah, I don't know why Kentucky wouldn't make a run at him too.
Yeah.